kesho. Na si leo, jana pia ilikuwa kesho. Juzi mambo yalikuwa tofauti. Lakini kama leo ndio tuko nayo, nini tunafanya kujenga hivyo usoni? Kenya ni mimi man, Kenya ni wewe, Kenya ni sisi
sote. Kenya ni mimi, Kenya ni wewe, Kenya ni sisi sote.
Inaisha hivyo hiyo wimbo?
Yes.
Wapigieni makofi tafadhali pamoja na Madam CAS. Now I recognize the presence of Mheshimiwa Leni Kivuti. Is patieni hiyo madam microphone isifutwe. Mheshimiwa Leni Kivuti is alikuwa senator wetu, but on that amekuwa amesimama na vijana sana matters education. Asante sana mheshimiwa. Na thanks kwa kuja kushikania na vijana. Madam, kabla nikuachia microphone nataka kufanya kitu moja. Watu wanasemanga wanaume wa Embu ni stingy sana. I want to prove watu wrong. Madam CS, Embu men wanakuanga na pesa. Hii ni airtime bundles. Nimewakilisha wanaume wa Embu, sasa mtaenda mkisema wanaume wa Embu ni stingy? Wewe kwanza uko na deni. Unajua ulisahau? Tutaona nyuma ya tent. Sawa, kwa M-Pesa Madam, unaweza nipea namba?
Anaanza kujiongelelea. Umeona networking?
Tutakujia. Asante.
Tumekuonea.
Asante.
Tumekuonea 8. Si ndio?
Asante.
Tupigie MC wetu makofi. Tunashukuru sana kwa zile sessions tumepata. Na tukiangalia tumekuwa tukienda through COVID-19 period. Hii pandemic imeaffect mostly the young people. Mambo ya mental health, tunaona mavijana suicide cases, teen pregnancies, unemployment, especially kwa ma-artists, pale walikuwa wakipata kwa gatherings. Na ningetaka kumuita Madam Benda Kithaka, Kilele Health Association, na kuja tu atuongeleshe mambo ya mental health, lifestyle, easy lifestyle diseases, just for 2-3 minutes. Thank you. Mwende Mutiso. Habari zenu. Habari zenu. Ninamukedia mwega. Agwani atia mwakira. Hiyo ni kumaanisha sitawaambia. My name is Benda Kithaka. I'm actually born in B-R-E-E-D here in Embu. I was raised here in Embu. But I'm a cancer advocate. I advocate for health. And Kilele Health, even if I speak English of Nus, Kilele Health is a Swahili word. Kilele is optimal or summit or epic health. Now I'm going to talk to you about that today, and I'm joined by my colleague who will introduce herself shortly. Because when we hear cancer, what comes to mind is death. Often we are told, ukisikia cancer, jua mambo imeisha. Halafu, one of the youth stood here earlier today and said, what you don't know will not get you. Na ile unaenda kutafuta, utaipata. Isn't that what you said? That's the fear, right? So we don't seek health because of fear. But I can tell you, cancer is survivable. And as Kilele Health, we concern ourselves greatly with working with cancer survivors and caregivers. A survivor is someone who has been told you have cancer, and from that moment on, they are surviving cancer. Why this is important to you as a youth is because some cancers take up to 15 years to develop in the body. So mkisema hii ni ugonjwa ya wazee, imagine 15 years earlier, you could have had the cancer cells and you didn't know. But if you had sought it early, treatment would have been easier. The second reason, when you hear about cancer survivorship, people say, mimi niliona kwa nyumbani. How many of us have had an experience, either you've seen someone who has gone through a cancer disease or are having a family member going through cancer? Just raise your hands. It's part of exercise. Raise your hands. Hakuna? Embu tuko blessed. Jamaneni. I can see hands up. And I can tell you, the reason why we are talking cancer right now, it's because it's one of the lifestyle diseases that has some things that can be prevented through lifestyle adjustments. For example, physical fitness. Don't take a boda if you can walk. And if you can walk, increase the distance so that your body is active. Secondly, when we do our programming in mental wellness, don't keep quiet with it. Nilisikia mmoja akisema ati when the youth, you're either aware or you're not aware, and also out of ignorance, ignoring a lot of things. I can tell you, if we seek awareness and then we don't talk about it, mwenye hajui hatajua, tumejisaidiaje? It's important we talk about it. So we create awareness at the community level so that we demystify mental wellness, we demystify cancer, we demystify obesity. I used to be a size 22. Please don't look at me. I'm still working towards going down, but yes, we walk and we hike and we climb mountains. Cancer survivors climbing mountains to show that it is possible to survive a disease. Coming to the community to talk to us all about prevention. Also, storytelling for impact. And that is where I invite Mwende, because if I told you her story, I'd be lying. Her story is hers. She ought to be the one telling the story. So Mwende, please.
Thank you so much, Benda. As you've heard, my name is Mwende Motiso. I'm 28. I was about to say 27. So I'm 28 years old at the moment, and I have stage 4 breast cancer. So my cancer journey started in 2012 when I went to this medical camp and we were shown how to do breast examination. And, I took part in it because, why not? I did not know 2 years later I'll be diagnosed with breast cancer. So come 2016, when I was 23 years old, I got my first diagnosis with stage 0 breast cancer. At first, I did not believe it, since cancer ni ya watu wazee, especially breast cancer. Nilikuwa nimeambiwa that people who are 40 years plus ndio wanashikwa na breast cancer. And I didn't have my facts straight. But coming forward, I did get my diagnosis and I came into terms. I did accept my diagnosis, not because strong or lucky, but because I also had a really big support system which guided me through the whole process. So that was in 2016. I was 23 years old. In our family, we don't have any history of cancer, any cancer whatsoever. So I was the first person to get breast cancer. And I lived for 3 years breast cancer free until 2019 when I got a relapse. This time around, it was stage 4, the latest stage. And at that time, I remember seeing the doctor and she told me that unfortunately, the cancer which I have is aggressive and I have 1 year to live. So, being a girl, a young woman who does not have a family, I'm not married, I don't have any children, it was really hard for me to get that diagnosis because I was just thinking, hey, so 1 year, what am I going to do? Should I not take the treatment so that I'm not sickly during this 1 year of my life? But through organizations such as Kilele Challenge, I realized that, at the same time, as much as our doctors do want to help us and they're telling us about statistics, the person who has our fate is God. It's nobody. And so I am here, almost 2 years later. I feel very healthy, and I'm sure when I meet most of you out there, you wouldn't know I have cancer. So one of the things I would like to tell everybody is, first of all, if you get such a diagnosis, it is not the end of the world. You can live your life with cancer, but, cancer is just part of what has happened to you, but it is not you. I don't associate myself as somebody who's sick. I do whatever my, my peers do. At the moment, through Kilele Challenge, we are planning to climb Mount Kenya this year in September. And we've been going through for hikes, and let me tell you, I'm usually one of the people who reach at the, at the destination first. So first of all, I would really urge everybody out there to know that, knowledge is power. If you know your body, for instance, if there's something yenye iko amiss, something which you can't put your finger on it, go to the doctors, have it checked. If you're not satisfied, go to another doctor, have it checked. It took me about 8 months for my first diagnosis, because most of the time I was told that, it can't be cancer because I am young. But to just shorten my story, I would want to urge all of you to go online, read about us, read about Kilele Challenge. You'll learn a lot, and we are so privileged to be here. Thank you for the invitation. I really hope that Kilele can also, partner with our governments, because we need awareness. We need to raise awareness and to ensure that people know cancer, for instance, breast cancer is not for women or the old. Even men can get breast cancer. Thank you.
Thank you, Mwende. Please clap for her. I'll tell you, I will not talk much after Mwende has spoken. You've heard it from Mwende herself. Cancer is survivable. You need to be self-aware. We need to prevent, and there are ways to prevent. For example, our government has provided the HPV vaccine. It's available for girls aged 10 to 12 years. When they are still young, let's vaccinate them so that 15 years later, they are not talking about cancer. They are saying that vaccine prevented for me. For women, go get screened. For men, go get screened. For the youth here, I've heard we have youth ambassadors. Let's equip them with information so that they start going to the community to educate the community. That is how we can help our communities to beat cancer. Thank you so much. God bless you. Tumpigie makofi. Thank you so much, Benda. Tumeshukuru na tumejulishwa mambo za lifestyle diseases. Sasa, ukiangalia Mount Kenya, nilishangaa sana that we are going back to FGM. I thought tulikuwa tukitoka huko. Na unaangalia sasa kumeanza kukua introduced, mpaka wasichana waanze kurudia hizo mambo za retrogressive, hizi mambo za FGM. Na pia kwa discussion zenyu kama vijana, kwa zile kikao mlikuwa nayo, FGM ilikuja na mka-address hizo issue kama challenges katika hii county ya Embu. Allow me now to introduce Benedict Loloju, the CEO Anti-FGM Board, akuje atuongeleshe mambo ya FGM and the solutions that are there. Madam, karibu. Kami.
Vijana oe. Vijana wetu mpo. Embu tumekuja na leo tunakuja kuongea mambo ambayo haiongelewi sana. Ni shosho alikuwa anakupeleka kando ama anapeleka madhe kando, anasema hii lazima ifanywe, si ndio? Ukweli ama si ukweli? Pana wasichana ambao ni under 35 obviously because you are young. Tuinue mkono tafadhali. Nataka kupeana statistics. Vijana wetu also they are part of this campaign, kwa sababu wanaume ndio walipitisha kusema sana sana unakuta wanaume wanasema siwezi oa msichana hajatairiwa. Ukweli ama uongo? Ukweli ama uongo? Vijana wetu ukweli ama uongo? Vijana hapa ni wazuri, hawaambii wasichana hivyo. Vijana huku ni wazuri. Wazuri. Unaona wasichana wanasema hiyo ni uongo. Unaona so nataka kusema tu nataka tu kuongelea kidogo kuhusu Anti-FGM Board. Alafu niko hapa na Eva Mukami, she comes from this county. She's also a survivor of FGM. Anti-Female Genital Mutilation Board ni board ambayo iliwekwa na serikali through our president, kwa sababu yeye ndio aliweza ku make sure that tuko na hii board in place. We have the Prohibition of Female Genital Mutilation ambayo ilipitishwa na parliament mwaka wa 2011. Baada ya act kupitishwa 2011, president wetu alipopata kiti 2013, akahakikisha immediately, hata kabla hajakaa, amehakikisha ya kwamba board ya anti-FGM imewekwa. Na ndio maana first chair ambaye ndio kasa hii katika Ministry of Affairs and Gender, Honorable JB Kilimo, akiwa amepewa kuwa chair na rais. Na kutoka 2014 hadi leo board imekuwa in place. Embu County ni county moja ambayo imekuwa high prevalent, kwa sababu statistics inatuonyesha Embu ni 32%, way above the national average, kwa sababu national ni 21%. Na hii 21% sio wamama wachache. Wamama zaidi ya 4 million Kenya wamepitia ukeketaji. Na mimi nikiwa nimesimama hapa na Eva, tuko kwa hiyo statistics. Na sisi tumeamua kuongea kusema kwamba tulifanywa hiyo unyama tukiwa wadogo, na sasa we are living with the consequences. Yani tumeishi na hiyo shida maisha yetu yote. Lakini tuliambiwa nyamaza. Ukifanywa unanyamaza na unakuwa mama mzuri, na usiongelee kwamba uko na uchungu ama uko na shida yoyote. We nyamaza tu na ukae hivyo hivyo, kwa sababu wamama wa Afrika wako supposed kufanywa ukeketaji ama wako supposed kufanywa hiyo FGM, na uko supposed kunyamaza. Na ukiolewa ukuwe mama mzuri unyamaze. Hata ukipata shida yote wakati wa kupata mtoto uendelee tu na hiyo shida, kwa sababu tunalelewa tukiwa wamama eti uvumilie tu, kila kitu ni kuvumilia. Hata ukiuliza watu wazee kwa nini watu walikuwa wanapitishwa hii kukatwa, eti ndio ukuwe mama mkali, ukuwe na courage, eti ndio ile uchungu inakuja ya kuzaa uweze kuihimidi, so that you are able to accept that pain is part of life. So sisi tukiwa Wamasai ulikuwa unakalishwa mbele ya watu, ya? Hii ni private part yako, lakini sasa ile uko 10 ama 12 years unakalishwa kwa mlango ya mama yako kwa ngozi, alafu unakatwa mbele ya the whole community, kwa sababu sasa wamama hiyo siku wanakuja kwenyu mapema ndio wahakikishe haujasema eti umesikia uchungu. Ukae hapo eti tunaambiwa ukaze macho, hata macho usiblink, hata kidole usifanye hivi, eti ukae tu ujikaze eti wewe ni mkali, eti you are now a woman who is able to yani pain yote itakuja kwa maisha yako, utafanya nini? Utavumilia. So eti unafanywa ukuwe mama mwenye atavumilia uchungu. So from there mtu amesha kushika private parts zako, amesha kufungua mbele ya wamama wote na watu wenye wako hapo. Does that part remain private? Imekuwa private ama sasa imekuwa public? Si imekuwa public. Sasa umeshaambiwa hii kitu imekuwa public. Kesho utaenda kwa mwanaume uko umefunga eti kwa sababu ni private. Si sasa imekuwa public. Mwenye anataka kukuja akuje tu tuendelee kwa sababu imekuwa public. Unakuta sasa wasichana wetu uko class 4, uko class 5, umepelekwa ukakatwa, vitu zako zimekuwa public. Sasa hata vijana wakiziitisha zimeshakuwa public affairs.
Unatupea tu.
Unaona? Unapeana tu juu imekuwa public affairs. But tukiwafundisha wasichana wetu kwamba hii ni private, keep private, na mtu asiiguze na tusimpeleke afanyiwe vitu kama hizo, she will consider those parts private. Hata siku ile anaenda kujaribu kuanza hizo maneno huko, anaogopa kwa sababu anasema mama yangu aliniambia hii ni private, na pamoja kwa sababu ni private. But sasa ukipelekwa ufunguliwe hivi mbele ya kila mtu, sincerely speaking imekuwa public kama sasa ni nini? So ninataka kushukuru serikali kwa sababu board kuwekwa into place. Mimi nilianza hii campaign even before 2011 tulipopata hii law. Tulikuwa tunatumia Children's Act 2001. Na difference ya Children's Act 2001, Children's Act ilikuwa clause tu imeandikwa mambo ya FGM. But sasa hii act imekuja ikafanya sasa hakuna mtu ako supposed kupitishwa ukeketaji, kuanzia mtoto hadi mama mkubwa. Mumesikia juzi kuna mama bwana alikuwa anajaribu na marafiki zake kumpeleka ukeketaji hapa Murang'a hapa Kandara. Sijui kama mumeona kwa news. So sasa imefika mahali hiyo ni kukosa heshima kiasi gani marafiki za bwana yako tena wanakuja kukuambia eti tutakukeketa, because it's a gender inequality issue. So men will tell you, we ukicheza tutakutairi. Sasa ukisikia hivyo unajua unashtuka kwa sababu it's a worst form of gender based violence that is meted on women and girls. Hiyo ni kama kuambia wanaume nitakucastrate. Sasa nyinyi wanaume mnataka tuwaambie tutawacastrate. Nataka tuwaambie tutawacastrate. In fact sasa tukisikia mtu wa castration wa wanaume ameonekana hapa, wanaume wote hapa watakuwa wameenda mbio sana. Kwa sababu hiyo kukata wamama clitoris yao na nini ni kama kuchukua hiyo kitu ya mwanaume ikiwa imesimama ukate. Wanaume wanataka vitu yao ikatwe. Wanataka ikatwe. Hawataki ikatwe. Na mbona wanakata zetu? Mbona wanakata zetu? Mbona wanakata zetu? Sisi saa hii tulifanywa disabled. Hata juzi natembea alisema sisi ni disabled. More than 4 million women and girls are disabled. Kwa sababu kama leo we are living with disability. Kwa sababu kama leo ni pua tulikatwa ama ni masikio, ingekuwa crisis. Ingekuwa crisis. Lakini kwa sababu ni mahali ya muoni, watu wanaendelea kukaa. Sasa nimesimama hapa. Ningeongea mpaka kesho kwa sababu mimi hii agenda ndio agenda yangu. Can you imagine? Nimefanywa CEO wa agenda Mumesikia CEO wa agenda moja? Mimi ni CEO na ninabebwa na GK hapa imepack. Kazi yangu tu ni kuprotect hiyo kitu ibaki venye Mungu hiyo tu ndio kazi yangu. Kuhakikisha hiyo kitu imebaki venye Mungu aliumba. Na unajua nikisimama hapa nataka kusema, mwanaume hata Mungu alipoumba kila kitu, nani alikuwa wa mwisho kuumbwa? Nani alikuwa wa mwisho? Mnajua ni nani? Mwanaume Mungu aliumba kila kitu. Akaumba everything. Akarudi akaumba mwanaume. Akamuonyesha hizi vitu zote. Akamwambia hizi vitu zote ni zako. Lakini akaona huyu mwanaume tu bado amekasirika. Yaani amemuonyesha kila kitu, amemuonyesha kila kitu. Huyu mwanaume bado amekasirika. Mungu akashindwa, huyu sasa anataka nini? Huyu ni nini anataka? More than everything. Mungu akakaa akafikiria, huyu mtu kuna kitu ndampea saa hii na atafurahi. Kwanza kabla nimpe, wacha alale kwanza. Akalalishwa. Alipolalishwa ikatolewa mbavu yake. Creation. Unajua kitu yenye inafanyanga wanaume wasilale, Mungu akalete the best. The best. Hizi zingine hawajali. Sijui wameenda kunywa pombe, sijui wamekula nyama choma. Jioni kuna ile wanatafuta. Hiyo sasa. So walipoamka hivi kwa usingizi, Adam alipoamka tu akaambiwa na Mungu, sasa ndio huyu mwenye ni bone of your bones kila kitu. Mwanaume alipoona, alismile, alifurahi. Mungu akashangaa, kumbe hii tu ndio ulikuwa unangojea. Kwa hivyo, hiyo kitu iliumbwa specifically. Na Mungu akasema, hiyo mahali specifically ndio wanadamu wote watapitia. Nani hapa hakuzaliwa na mama? Mwenye hakuzaliwa na mama inua mkono. Nani hakuzaliwa na mama? Si kila mtu hapa amezaliwa na mama. Kwa hivyo hiyo mahali ni special. Special, iliumbwa special na ndio ya mwisho kuumbwa by the way. Na Shetani sasa ameamua eti anataka kutukoroga. Sasa mimi nataka kusema hivi. Sisi tukiwa wamama tumeamua kusema tulifanywa makosa. The worst human rights violation. Okay, mimi siwezi rudi kwa shosho yangu. May God bless her. Alienda kuwa na Mungu. But alikuwa anaona kama yeye alisema aliona hiyo ndio kitu wa Masai walikuwa naona, alikuwa naomba tufanyiwe ndio tusikose mabwana. Bado tu ningepata bwana, but sasa nyanya yangu alikuwa anafikiria hivyo. Number 2, mama yangu aliogopa ameshaolewa huko. Sasa atafanyaje? Wasichana tu wacha niwapeleke. Even though alijaribu, hakutupeleka kwa traditional, wakaamua tukulete daktari. But hata daktari walituharibu bado. FGM remains FGM. Kama inafanywa chini ya miti, ama inafanywa kwa the best hospital, ama inafanywa Aga Khan, ama inafanywa Nairobi Hospital, at the end of the day it is FGM.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So niko hapa na Mokami. Mokami ni wa hii county, survivor. She has suffered, she would tell her story until tomorrow. But ameanzisha YouTube channel, you can follow her now because she has given her story to encourage the next generation of girls. I want to tell the young men here, Hiyo kitu msiseme eti sikuoi kwa sababu hujakatwa. Hiyo ni kujiharibia. Number 2, wamama wenye mko hapa na wasichana, please, ninajua wengi wenyu mumeenda through hii. Save the next generation by not cutting your own daughters and also saving your own younger sisters and brothers. So please, let's take FGM as our responsibility, all of us. Let's stop it. Let's stop it. Our president has given us until 2022 to have 0. I want to thank the Ministry of ICT for giving us this platform. Sisi tuko hapa kwa kama partners wa ministry na wametualika juu hata wao ni part of the multi-agency team ambayo president ametengeneza ili waweze kufight FGM. So tutaongea zaidi, but I'll allow Eva to say something.
Tupigie Madam CEO makofi.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Evangeline Mukami. I come from this county of Embu. For a long time, I lived in bitterness. I didn't want to hear people say they are from Embu because of the traumas I went through from a child, and especially at 11 years old, when I was forced to undergo female genital mutilation. For me, it came with a lot of health complications. And let me start by saying I work for an organization, a non-governmental organization called LVCT Health. I am the business development manager. Most people in the community, in the society, or where I work, probably they think I am very happy, I have a position. But for many, many years, I lived in a lot of pain. The female genital mutilation came with health conditions. I developed a cyst at 12 years old. And I didn't know who to talk to, the person to go to. I didn't know that Sawa. Don't pity me. I am very strong. Actually, I didn't know today I would break, but it breaks my heart to see that it's a tradition that is still going on. Many people embrace it. I don't know why. But in 2012, I developed a very bad cyst, and I lived with the condition for around 5 years. So eventually, I got to seek medical treatment, not because of the FGM. I actually didn't know there was a relationship. And having gone through FGM, having even to go for medical checkup for your private part, it becomes very difficult, including things like pap smear. So I got the courage. Went to a medical practitioner, underwent the first surgery. In total, I underwent 4 major surgeries, but the breakthrough was this year, 2019, when I met Madam, 2021, this year in January. And I want to say that when you go looking for something, you'll get it. As the lady spoke here, for me, I am an opportunity. I go getting opportunities. I don't wait. So 2019, I met Madam, 2021, Madam CEO in the office. She spoke to me about this Dr. Adan. And I had lost hope. I had given up seeking treatments. It was at the point of a separation with my husband. But when I went to Dr. Adan, she really encouraged me, and she took her time in the office. And the fact that the first time I met a woman who told me that she's a survivor, actually that day I went home, I made a deliberation. I told my husband we had depleted all the medical insurance and money. But I went to Dr. Adan, and he was very supportive. He spoke to me about the process, the procedure, and he was very human. He gave me success stories. He gave me survivors to talk to. And I told him, Daktari, I don't have money at the moment. And he asked me, how much do you have? I said around 150,000, and say, come, we will talk. Actually, when he did the calculations, the entire procedure was about 300,000. I had almost spent 2 million already, over 10 years in pain, and I went for the procedure. It was an anxiety moment, very anxious, but immediately after the procedure, I started my healing process. One thing, Dr. Adan encouraged me to bring my husband on board, and also to get counseling, because I was very bitter. I was a very bitter person. If you did something wrong to me, I would never forgive you. In the office, I was this bossy person. You must do it. Why aren't you doing it? As in, I was living a super life, as in, for the counseling session, I was able to go through my pain. Every time I confronted my mother, I didn't actually tell my mother I had a medical condition, but it was a lot of bitterness to her. Why did you do this? But this year, after the surgery, after the therapy sessions, personally, I would say that even by the time I was doing the video, it was a friend of mine. I shared the story, and I told him that the procedure was a success. He's into the media, and he said that you can do a video. And I said, what for? I don't intend to tell my story to anyone. But he said, you've gone through a lot. Your story can actually reach out to people, can bring healing, and hope for other people, other women, other girls in the community. So that's where the story started. I am totally healed. I'm enjoying my sex life fully. And yes, I am bringing up my children in a less toxic environment. I am a super wife, and I feel I am happier. I think for the past, since when I was 11 years old, this is a time I can say I'm living a life, a human being life, a full life. Looking forward, I have created opportunities to girls and women. I have rescued girls going through a female genital mutilation in notorious places in Kiandutu, in Nairobi. I've even started, I started a salon to give them an opportunity to earn and work, connect them through organizations to go back to school, because if a 13-year-old girl is not in school, what are they doing? Female genital mutilation actually prepares a girl for marriage and for sex life. That's what I would say. But we are saying our girls need to go to school, they need to get an opportunity in life. So as I talk to the young people, I saw the skit here resonates with me very well. Men also experience gender-based violence, but when gender-based violence, like female genital mutilation, happens to girls and women, it is generational trauma and pain. So I intend to use my story to reach out to the unreachable, to go to the community. I've had even sessions with those women who circumcise girls in the community. And why I have done that is to be able to pass this message and tell them, I am from this community, or this is what happened to me. Have you had your girl circumcised? And the person would be telling you no. So why are you circumcising other women's girls? And the reason is because they want a pay. So it's a conversation that will not end today. We've just started the conversation. The beauty is when people have started to talk about things, we get solutions, and we are able to embrace the change. So I'd urge the young people to speak out, work, and move away from poverty. Because one of the contributing factors to FGM is poverty. Passing on cultures that are past time because I have nowhere else to go. If today my husband or my family decided to push my girl to FGM, I have a job, I can start a business, I can easily walk away. So let's empower ourselves, empower our communities. Namuradhimwe muno.
Tumpigieni makofi.
You see, that's why Kikao iko hapa ground. The beauty of Kikao is that it brings out raw conversations, raw community conversations, ambazo sometimes they are very difficult to address. What Kikao does is to give you a safe space kama kijana to just come out and have these conversations that you cannot feel comfortable in having. And I'm sure mumejisikilia na mumeona why sometimes it's good to give out your story, because when you give out your story, you heal and also you get some solutions. Tumekubaliana vijana? Mumesikia? Vijana hai! Kikao! Kikao! Sasa nimefurahi sana, tumemaliza hizo session zetu, and I would like to call the regional coordinator wa hapa Embu, Mr. Mbogo, to come and take us to the next session. Yangu nimemaliza, asanteni sana.
Thank you, Jane. Our chief guest, Kazinandia, our government spokesperson, Colonel Oguna, all protocol observed. Good afternoon. Habari ya vijana? Habari ya vijana tena? Siziki. Habari ya vijana? Asante sana. So my name is George Bogo, the regional youth coordinator Upper Eastern. And when we talk of Upper Eastern, we are talking of Embu, Tharaka Nithi, Meru, Isiolo, and then Marsabit. Mine is to encourage the youth to take up opportunities which are availed by government and other organizations. I'm saying this because there are very many opportunities, so I consider this particular ground or this environment of the youth as a supermarket where we have all been visiting. There are some people who enter into a supermarket, but they have entered because they are better idle, so they just want to listen to nice music there. The others who will go there, do a bit of window shopping, but they still leave the supermarket within zero. The others will go, fill the trolleys, move around, and then they pay the cashier and they move with a lot of those items they have bought. So you ask yourself as a youth, what will you take home today? What will you be able to share with your colleague youths so that you benefit, you also benefit them from the Kikao of today? Otherwise, I want to stop there. And before I invite our youth secretary, we have two sisters who want to perform a number. I want to call them. Catherine and your sister. Where are you? They will perform a number or even two, and then we invite the youth secretary, Panele Mod, to move on. You will do one. You will do one.
We are going to sing a song called My Land is Kenya, and I want to engage you. You only got one mama, you only got one pie, you only got one life to live, no matter who you are. You can go the whole world over. Every seat. You only got one mama.
You only got one pie.
You only got one life to live, no matter who you are. You can go the whole world over. Every city has its dawn.
And everybody lead there
Has a place where he belongs. My land is Kenya, so warm and wild and free. You will always stay with me here in my heart. My land is Kenya, right from the highlands to the sea. You will always stay with me here in my heart. Here in my heart.
and mine is Kenya.
So warm and wild and free. You will always stay with me here in my heart. And mine is Kenya, right from the highlands to the sea. You will always stay with me here in my heart. Here in my heart.
Thank you so much. Now mwenye yako kwa jukwaa ni Bazu wetu, by the way. Ni Bazu, Mr. Raymond, huyu ndiye the Secretary Youth Affairs. So Bazu, watu wanasema udance kidogo tu.
Thank you. Can we be upstanding a little bit for blood to flow? We are at the tail end of the program. Tumefika mwisho, and I want to assure you from this end, they have promised me tunaenda kwenda haraka sana na msijali, alafu tutoke before mvua ikuje. Salimia neighbor wako, mwambie how are you doing? We kwa hii supermarket umekuwa window shopping, umetoka na nini? Yeah, so I want you to stretch a little bit. Stretch because I know you took some sodas. Stretch. I want you to be on heels. Be on heels. Be on heels. And then let's go to the right. To the right. To the right. Then stretch till you hear a snap. Then let's go to the left. Then they always say Olympics is about to take place in Japan. They say every Kenyan can touch their toes. Please, can we touch our knees? Just as a rehearsal. I know Kenyans are good. Kenyans go. Even Cass can touch her. Touch your knees to just show your neighbor. Just show your neighbor, look at my knees. And then go to your toes then. You see how Kenyans are good? People are fit here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We can grab our seats so that we proceed. Our chief guest, Chief Administrative Secretary, Ministry of ICT, Innovation and Youth Affairs, Madam Cass Nadia Ahmed, Government Spokesman, Colonel Oguna, representative of the County Commissioner who is hosting us today, Madam DCC, representative of the VC who is our host again today, Professor Washira, Chair Youth Enterprise Development Fund. I also want to acknowledge board members present, Vision 2030 board members, National Youth Advisory Board Director. Also with us, we have CEOs of respective institutions, both from government and also the non-state actors, our partners who are with us here, and there are quite a number, Madam Cass. We have CEOs who have mounted and made sure this happened. Some of them you've seen are here present. Some have sent their representatives, and we are very grateful to acknowledge that. National government officials present, we acknowledge your presence, and also more so, we want to also appreciate the youth of Embu for being one of the best youth in this country. Can we give ourselves a clap, youth of Embu? Honorable Chief Guest, allow me to just salute the partners, because after this, majority of them are not going to say a word, because we'll be having very few representatives make their remarks, so that we also allow you catch your flight to Mombasa so that you do not delay. And we appreciate your time, our Honorable Chief Guest. I want to just highlight the partners that we have, Madam Waziri. We've got MSEA, we've got National Youth Service, we've got Kilele Health Association, we've got National Youth Council, we've got Youth Enterprise Development Fund, we have got National Transport and Safety Authority, we have got Post Bank, we have got National Government Affirmative Action Fund, we've got the Ministry of Interior, and we have seen Waziri how Ngao establishment is well represented today by Madam DCC. We also have Kenya Films Commission, who also are exhibiting, majority of them are exhibiting today. We have Fund, we have State Department for Cooperative, we have Horn of Africa Youth Network, we have Youth Senate Kenya, we have University of Embu, we have Kenya Scouts Association. We want to say we are very, very, very dearly thankful for that. Honorable Chief Guest, you know the reason and the partner that brought us and made this to be is none other than our great esteemed partner, Vision 2030, who is today represented by board members and also the Director General. So with that, we want to say thank you. Honorable Chief Guest, today we mobilized young people from different regions. We have got young people from Manyata, we have got some of them from Runyenjes, we have got some of them from Bere North, and also, Madam Chief Guest, we have some of them from Bere South. Waziri, also to acknowledge our national leader, Honorable Lenny Kivuti, who is with us, we also acknowledge your presence. Without making no other remarks so that we get official welcome, we want to begin by bringing on board County Commissioner. Let me begin with Professor Washira to officially welcome us in the university as our host. Then after that, I will bring Madam DCC, who will be representing the County Commissioner. And I just want to request all of us with all due diligence that can we be patient, and we give also these great women and men time, because we have decided to do youth work differently. A long time ago, vijana venye tulikuwa tunafanya youth work ni mazuru wakikuja wanatoa speeches alafu wanagurumisha magari wanaenda. Na mmeona venye mmeongea hapa walikuwa wamesikia. So we want to say thank you, and on behalf of the youth of this country, thank you so much for finding time and sitting. CEOs, Director General, everybody, Madam Chief Guest, we want to say thank you. And I believe with that we are going to give them the time and the respect. Sindio?
And all protocols observed. I want really to move with speed because we don't have time. Yeah. I'm not sure whether this is what. Just. I was challenged by Madam Theuri, the ACC in. Hello. I want first of all to convey apologies of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Daniel Mugendi, who would have wished to be here, but because of one or two commitments that he had with his two deputies, they were not able to come here, but they were able to send me to represent them. As you've heard, my name is Professor Wachira. I teach chemistry to the youth in this great university. And I'm also Registrar Academics, Research and Extension, which basically deals with all the youth in this university. Madam CAS, I want to tell you that in this university we have a lot of passion about youth, especially when it comes to access to government procurement opportunities. We give them 40% for PWDs, youth and women. We're also proud that this is one of the state corporations that was ranked #1 among all the state corporations in the country, the University of Embu. I also want to tell you that the skits that you saw here was also among a few graduates from the University of Embu. So we have a lot that we do for the youth. And please, I want to welcome all the youth and our guest to the University of Embu, because that was my main task. Karibuni sana, feel free. Please do enjoy the facilities that we have, and of course taking care, as we've been guided by most of our speakers ahead of us. And I want just to say one thing. The Madam CEO of the One Agenda, you've reminded me of my youth, and it will be protected. That part will be protected when I teach chemistry. Asanteni sana and karibu to the University of Embu.
Thank you so much, Professor Wachira. Honorable Chief Guest, allow me to bring the County Commissioner represented by Madam DCC. Madam DCC, karibu.
Thank you very much, Mr. Raymond. Let me also take this opportunity to recognize the chief guest for today, the Chief Administrative Secretary, Ministry of ICT and Youth, a government spokesperson, Colonel Cyrus Oguna. We also have the Director General of Vision 2030, all the high-powered delegation that has accompanied the CAS, the partners who are here today, government officers present, na vijana, hamjambo. Yeah, first and foremost, Chief Guest, allow me to register the apologies of our County Commissioner, Mr. Galgalo, who has been following keenly what is going on. I'm sure the County Director of Youth, I don't know where he is, we were given instructions that we must ensure that this function is a success. So kindly accept his apologies. He's not able to be with us here because of unavoidable circumstances. I also want to take this opportunity to kindly request, if it pleases you, to introduce my colleagues, the Deputy County Commissioner. This is a county function. So
then the also have the Deputy SIPU Commander, just to give a representation of the chiefs and assistant chiefs and the ACCs who are present. May fix the posters and support this cause. Thank you very much. Be seated. So I want to say that our chief guest, the government has done this to the many challenges that they face. Set up in the no, and not only in this county, in this country, also in Africa, and not only in Africa, but also the world. And that is why we have come up with the to try and affect that the youth conversation or the youth issues is actually a block, and that's very close to the youth. Issues like quality, issues of youth as a vulnerable group that requires attention. We also know that the government has come up with a ministry, a department of youth, to specifically address the issues of youth. And that one gives you an implication or a view that actually the government is committed to address the challenges and problems facing the youth. And I can tell you that actually youth issues have been mainstreamed in all government departments. You can see we had so many departments here, more than I think 12, and all of them have an element of youth affairs. So one of the ways that the government is trying to address the youth issues is to ensure that there are so many opportunities, there are so many platforms, there are so many avenues that the youth, whether you are youth with disability, or you are youth at whatever level of education, you can be able to benefit. So, and I think that one is working, and even today's conversation is actually a testimony that the government wants to listen to the youth. We want to capture the problems of the youth as it is, from the youth themselves. And from those challenges, we can also be able to come up with practical solutions from the youth themselves that can assist that can facilitate and assist us to meaningfully involve the youth in national and individual development. So we are very honored as a county, and just from the conversation that have taken place today, just allow me to highlight 3 major issues that I think concern us as a security sector. Our chief guest, it is important to note that during COVID time, the challenges facing the youth actually went up. And one of the issues that we are facing is that we are having more youths engaged in crime. I know we had the officer in charge of prison, he has left. He'll tell you that the number of youths in our prison is extremely very high. And this is a group of people, young people, that have potential and have the energy to drive the economy. So what happens if we have so many of them engaged in crime, substance and drug abuse, gender-based violence, and end up in prison? So it means that we are losing a population which is very key confined in a place. In fact, we have a committee that is Call of Mercy that was trying to see what happens to youths who have been committed to jail. How can the government make them more productive instead of them even becoming to a burden? Because we know when they are in prison, most of their welfare are taken care of by the government. So, and then another issue that I wanted to raise, and what we are saying is that some of these youth don't engage in crime because they want it. It is because of the push and pull factors that actually they have highlighted here today. Another issue is that we want to encourage the youth. How do we bring them on board and ensure that they participate even in the democratic space? We know that very soon the government will be rolling out a program of voter education and also youth registering and getting IDs so that they can also be able to participate in the democratic space. So that you get an ID, you get a voter's card, and then you either participate in elections or you can even stand and be elected and be a leader and start championing the cause of youth in a position of decision making. So those are some of the issues that we are looking at. But what is more important as I finish, Mr. MC, is that I know I'm not the county commissioner today, but my colleagues are here. I think the issue of FGM has come out very strongly. And this is an issue that we also want to invite partners, because we know that this is something that is done in secrecy, and arresting people and locking them up may not actually solve this problem. So we also want to invite partners who can work with NGA, who can work with our offices, so that we can see. For a long time, we have been asking ourselves, is it true that Embu as a county, we are actually among the 22 counties where FGM is rampant? So we also want to encourage other partners to come forward, and it is something that we'll pick it up and see what effort we can do to try and reduce cases of FGM. So with those many remarks, karibuni sana Embu, and feel secure, and we are also honored once more to host you. Karibu sana, thank you and God bless.
Thank you so much, Madam DCC, and always for putting women leadership ahead in terms of how you've done exemplary coordination with the county commissioner. Honorable Chief Guest, allow me at this point to bring Youth Advisory Board Director, Angel Mbudia, to make her remarks, after which I'll bring Chairperson of Youth Enterprise Development Fund. Madam Director, welcome.
So, thank you so much, Bwana Raymond. Chief Guest, I observe all protocol. I'm Angel Mbuthia. I am a Director, Youth Advisory Board. And one thing that song the two ladies have sung reminds me of is, My Land is Kenya. When I take you guys back to 1963, the independence of this country was fought for by young people. Walikaa chini in this very soil that we are standing on. Wakaangalia wazungu wakaona nyinyi mnatuoppress, tutawafinya. Tutawafinya. And that's exactly what they did. And that is why today we are enjoying the freedom that we have. Because of young people who sat down and refused to be oppressed. That is why today we are talking about youth inclusion, unemployment. Look at South Africa, gaining independence in 1990. When they talk about their issues, first they must address racial injustices. We already have that forefront of going direct into business and addressing the issues of our today. So as young people, researchers are calling us vulnerable, but I tend to think that we are sleeping giants. Lazima tukatae, we stop begging for this, begging for that. Just come together and conspire to get what you want. And now when we are looking at, like my CEO, Roy, and we are asking him who is his godfather. And let me tell you this, I'm 26 years old, and I went to the University of Nairobi. I was very active in student leadership. I vied there, I contested, we won elections there. I worked with Babu Owino as his deputy. Na help ikidelay, tulikuwa tunaambia Ringera tutamufinya. Na tulimfinya because that was our moment. That was what made it count for us. Truly, it is all about attitude. We cannot sit here and wait for everything to be laid on our table for us to just swallow and eat everything. We have to go and get. So being aggressive is part of the process. You have to know what you want. It can't be all about ng'ombe unampeleka kwa mto lakini maji lazima yeye mwenyewe ndio akunywe. So we can't afford to be that anymore. Already we have too much information. What we have here, our parents did not have. They didn't have platforms. When they were in their youth, they didn't have such spaces for them to discuss their own issues. But now we are having these platforms coming directly to our homes, to our doorstep, because you could actually walk down here. And so what we have in our space, because that also got me from student leadership at the University of Nairobi. I was elected to the Continental Student Body, the All Africa Students Union. I moved out of Nairobi, went to work in Accra for 2 years. The challenges of working in a different country, that is a story for another day. But it is all in the spirit of having initiatives, championing for what you believe in. So when I come back, CS identifies me from a lot of my peers, my mentors and all that. And then I get appointed to the, as a director in the Youth Advisory Board. And for me, what I do today has never been work for a single day. It's something I enjoy, something I'll do for free any day, anytime, because I can see the kind of potential that we have as young people in this nation. And don't think that there are better young people in Europe, in Canada, in West Africa. No, the entire world is fighting unemployment, it is fighting mental health. So you are part of our generation of this time. So what can we do about it? We need to come together as young people and say, no, look at all these opportunities that are here. If you have opportunity, you squeeze out the opportunity out of it, the juice out of it. Come on, your youth fund, take all the money. Money doesn't have to be taken back to government chest, because that is what will happen if you don't take up those opportunities. They are taken back. So let us engage meaningfully. Let us have a positive attitude, because hatujafika bado. Even when I'm here as a director, Youth Advisory Board, bado pia hii opportunity, I have to make sure I get the best out of it and keep walking this journey. The other thing, as now we've had the executive showing us the kind of opportunities that are there, I would also want you guys to look into political engagements, meaningful political engagements. Young people, we need to make ourselves aware of politics in this country. It's very important, because that is the decision-making table. That is where resources are discussed on how they're going to get distributed. So politics is not something we should ignore. And now we are running into an electioneering period. Run for office. Support someone who is running for office. Support someone you believe in. Don't follow blindly. But again, make sure that you intentionally become part of the process. Again, even on social media, Kenya Nimimi is championing peace and cohesion in this country, and I would also like us to embrace that, because when this country falls down into pieces, we are the ones who bear it the most, because we are the workforce of this nation. Opportunities, economic recoveries, a boom, a recession, we are the ones who bear that pain the most. So mine is to ask you to embrace leadership. National Youth Council elections are coming on. Be abreast. Follow National Youth Council, Twitter, Facebook. All those opportunities are there. Don't sit here and wait for things to come from, I don't know where. You have to go and get them. Sawa sawa. All the best. Thank you so much. Make today count the most in your life.
Thank you, Director Angel, from a 26-year-old like you. Thank you so much, Director, for that. And we've heard for ourselves. Please grab the opportunity, take a number, and make sure you follow up. At this point, Honorable Chief Guest, allow me to bring Chairperson of Youth Enterprise Development Fund, Dr. Victor Mugera, to make his remarks. Karibu, Dr.
Okay. To our chief guest, Cass from Ministry of ICT, Innovation and Youth Affairs, government spokesperson, to our county commissioner and the representatives, to all the CEOs present, National Youth Council, Vision 2030, Youth Enterprise Development Fund, and all other distinguished guests. Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here today. I take this opportunity by beginning with gratitude. We have a forum here for young people, and a forum that has been made possible by the efforts of our administration, led by His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, who is the Global Youth Champion. We also have this forum thanks to the Ministry of ICT, Information and Youth Affairs. And we also have this forum thanks to our chief guest, who is actually one of the 7 youngest CASs appointed. And you might not know, but she is the youngest CAS. I will not say your age, Cass, but at Awambia. And so we have today an atmosphere and a scenario where young people more than ever have channels, have a voice. We know that all the issues are not fixed, but we have a lot of effort from the government that is working towards helping young people. While we celebrate the achievements of our young people in various spheres of life, we also acknowledge that they face challenges that delay their optimal growth. This platform has gone a long way to enable them to interact with government programs that have been established to promote their social, economic, and mental well-being. In fact, through this program, speaking for Youth Enterprise Development Fund, and speaking in particular as chair of the board, I can say that I have learned much more than what I knew. I have heard your issues, I have heard your struggles, and I have listened keenly to each and every speaker. And I can make a pledge here today that the Youth Fund, going forward with the development of its policies in how we operate, we will take in this input. We will make sure that the challenges the young people are facing in this county are reduced for both county development, regional development, and national development. I take this opportunity to thank all the youth that have availed themselves for this Kikao forum. It is an indication of your determination to acquire information and knowledge that is necessary to take you to the next level. I beseech you not to sit back on the information that you have acquired today. Use it wisely to attain your aspirations in life. More importantly, share the information with your fellow youth that were not able to come so that they too can benefit and all of you can grow together. As we are all aware, the county's economic growth was disrupted by COVID-19 pandemic. Even though many of you were victims of social and economic consequences of the pandemic, you still remained resilient and demonstrated a spirit of adaptability and innovativeness. Indeed, it is during this period that YEDF recorded an increased loan uptake by youth in businesses, surpassing its targets for the first time since inception. In fact, this last year, for the first time since 2007, the Youth Fund gave out more than it was targeted to give out, including money from the government, money from repayment, money that we resource mobilized, all of it channeled towards young people. So in that, I want to congratulate you all for those who were able to take advantage of these opportunities. And for us, it is a call that we need to provide more resources for you. We need to provide more services for you because clearly you have proven you are eager and willing to take advantage of this. The fund provides loans for startups, business expansion, asset financing, agribusiness, talent development, and LPO financing. In addition, the fund also provides business support services that include market support and linkages, entrepreneurship training and mentorship, commercial infrastructure, and well as facilitates youth to take up job opportunities abroad. In addition to this, following the launch of our third-term strategic plan in February 2021 by His Excellency, we have committed ourselves to growing opportunities and opening new avenues for young people. To this end, we recently launched a program in partnership with the World Talent Federation, which works to create talent clinics across 8 counties. And it is our hope and belief that this kind of programs will extend nationally and will be available to all young people.
And the passion to grab whatever opportunity that you have. Vijana mpo? Mbona sikii sauti jamani? Vijana mpo? Asante sana. Mengi yamesema, lakini mengi hayajasema. Ni kwa sababu vijana ndio nguvu kazi ya taifa. Serikali inaelewa kwamba bila vijana hatuwezi jenga taifa hili. Ndio sababu miradi hii yote ambayo leo tumeelezwa kuhusu ni kwa ajili ya kuweza kupatia vijana opportunities ili wajiendeleze wenyewe, lakini pia waendeleze taifa hili. Bwana Madam Angel amesema hapa kwamba katika miaka 63 wale ambao walipigania uhuru wa nchi hii walikuwa ni vijana kama nyinyi. It was young men and women like you are today. Swali ni je, ingelikuwa ni sasa katika miaka 63 tungekuwa tukifanya jambo lipi? Na kwa sababu 75% ya wananchi wa nchi hii ni vijana. Nafikiri tukifanya hesabu inakuwa ni karibu milioni 33, 35 hapo. Ni idadi kubwa na ni vijana. Ili waweze kuendeleza gurudumu ya taifa hili, lazima wapewe mafunzo, lazima wapewe taaluma, lazima wapewe uwezo. Na ndio sababu kwamba kulikuwa na wale walikuwa wameketi pale wengi, karibu watu 20. Wote wanakuja na habari njema jinsi ya kuweza kusaidia vijana. Nadhani katika miaka hapo nyuma ilikuwa ni vigumu sana kuweza kupata hata mkopo kwa benki. Lakini siku hizi benki wanakutafuta nyumbani. Siku hizi ukiangalia kushoto kuna hela, ukiangalia kulia kuna hela, ukiangalia nyuma kuna hela. Kuna Uwezo Fund, kuna Youth Development Fund, kuna AGPO, kuna NGAF, kuna kila kitu. Yaani vijana wa siku hizi kwa kweli kila kitu kipo kwa mikono yenu. Kwa simu ukiangalia unapata maelezo yote. Nadhani kwamba wengine wetu tulipata simu tukiwa miaka labda 40. Lakini nyinyi mna simu mkiwa katika miaka labda 15, 20. Kwa hivyo kila maelezo iko kwa mikononi mwenu. Na pesa pia inawazunguka, inawatafuta tu. Mradi tu utimize masharti fulani ambazo serikali inahitaji. Yule bwana pale hakuna shilingi yangu 1000, si kweli? Lakini alichukua kwa sababu alisema alinifundisha jinsi ya kukata rumba ya kienyeji hapa. Lakini tukiangalia kwa makini zaidi, yeye namdai pesa kubwa zaidi, na hao wote wanamdai. Kwa sababu kwamba iwapo mtu atakununulia tuseme mshipi ya bei ghali, iwe ni viatu vya bei ghali, iwe ni simu ya bei ghali, iwapo utashikwa na polisi kwa njia moja au nyingine, kabla hujaingia korokoroni atakwambia ni vipi, toa mshipi hata kama ni ya bei gani, si kweli? Leta saa hapa hata kama ni ya bei gani, viatu toa, simu leta. Lakini kuna kitu kimoja hawatachukua. Nani anajua? Nani anafahamu ni nini polisi hawatachukua kutoka kwako? Nani anafahamu? Hawatachukua kile kilicho wapi? Hapa. Tumefundisha jinsi ya kuvua samaki leo. Kwa hivyo unapoingia kwa polisi utaenda na hiyo akili ndani. Ukitoka unaendelea kuvua samaki. Kwa hivyo tunasema hivi, yeye tunamdai pesa nyingi zaidi, manake amenifundisha kukata rumba tu. Kwa hivyo wote ambao mko hapa kwa kweli serikali inawajali, inawapatia mafunzo na maelekezo ya kuweza kujua jinsi ya kujiendeleza kwa maisha kwa siku za leo na siku za kesho. Ukiangalia kanda hii tupo Afrika Mashariki na Kati, kwa kweli hakuna nchi ambayo inaangazia mambo ya vijana kama nchi hii yetu. Waenda hapa kwa jirani Uganda hapa haitatufikia. Ukienda hapa kwa jirani mahali kusini Tanzania haijatufikia. Enda Sudan ya Kusini hapa kaskazini hawajatufikia. Kwa hivyo vijana wa siku hizi wetu mko katika nafasi nzuri ya kujiendeleza kimaisha. Mradi tu masharti wawe, mradi tu muwe na nidhamu, mradi tu muwe wazalendo. Kwa sababu bila uzalendo hakuna chochote ambacho kinaweza kuendelea. Jambo la mwisho, manake mengi yamesemwa na mengi yatasemwa. Kuna aliyegusia hapa mambo ya COVID-19. Mimi nikiwa hapa hivi nikisema mbele zenu mimi ni balozi wa COVID-19. Nikisema balozi inamaanisha kwamba mimi ni nini? Survivor wa COVID-19. COVID-19 ipo ndugu zangu. Dada zangu ipo, lazima tuweke tahadhari kwa sababu ni ugonjwa ambao ukikupata inakuacha katika hali ya umaskini. Kwa sababu mwanzo utaulizwa weke deposit ya shilingi 150 na zaidi elfu. Ni pesa ambapo ni kubwa sana, wengi hatuwezi kupata. Kwa hivyo njia mojawapo kujizuia tu ni kwamba uvae barakoa yako ambayo haihitaji nguvu yoyote, labda shilingi 10 tu kununua barakoa, si kweli? Unawa mikono, mambo ya kawaida, tuna sabuni na sabuni pamoja na maji yanayotiririka. lakini pia uweke hatua ya mita isiyopungua mita moja. Haihitaji nguvu yoyote kufanya mambo hayo. Lakini tunasema pia hivi, ni kwamba serikali peke yake haiwezi pigana vita vya corona bila sisi wananchi kuingia ndani. Kwa hivyo lazima tusaidie serikali kuweza kupunguza janga hili la corona ili biashara zetu ziweze kuinuka tena. Kumbuka, ukipoteza uhai utakuwa umeenda. Hakuna jinsi ambavyo utaweza kurudisha uhai ambao ushakatika. Lakini biashara unaweza ukainua baadaye, ukipata mkopo, ukipata mafunzo, ukipata maelekezo. Kwa hivyo lazima tuzingatie kanuni za Wizara ya Afya pamoja na za serikali ili tuweze kuzuia maambukizi haya ya corona kuweza kuendelea sumbua wananchi wetu. Jambo nyingine haraka tu ni kuhusu huduma number card. Wangapi wamepata huduma number card za kwao hapa? Naona wachache tu. Lakini kwa sasa zile kadi ambazo serikali imeshaweka tayari ni zaidi ya milioni 6 kwa sasa hivi. Lakini zile zimepokelewa ni kama milioni 3 hapo. Inamaanisha kwamba kuna milioni 3 hazijapokelewa ila ziko tayari. Ni kwa sababu gani? Sisi ni watu wa dakika za mwisho. We are to say the last minute people. Manake ili upokee kadi hiyo, kuna message itakuja kwa simu yako kukufahamisha kwamba kadi yako iko tayari na itapelekwa mahali fulani. Hiyo message inakupatia fursa ya kuweza kuamua kwamba itaenda kwa mahali ilikuwa imeelekezwa ama sehemu nyingine. Unapokosa kujibu ile message baada ya siku 3 itapotea kutoka kwa simu. Sasa tusema hivyo, kila mmoja ukipatia message jaribu kuijibu. Usiache ikapotea, manake ukijibu unapeana maelekezo sehemu ya hiyo ni kadi yako kupelekwa. Kwa sababu muda ama kipindi kinakuja ambapo ID card ya zamani haitakuwa na haja tena ama haitakuwa inatumika. So you don't want to wait until that time when now you're running around, all of us are crowding some place to collect our huduma number card. Let's be able to do that one right now. Jambo la mwisho ni kwamba kwa sasa hivi tunaelekea kipindi cha uchaguzi. Imekaribia sana. Nafikiri mwaka mmoja kama sijakosea. Tunafahamu kwamba kipindi cha uchaguzi yanakuwa na mambo mengi. Vijana nyote mko hapa, tumepatia mafunzo ya kuweza kuvua samaki. Usikubali kupewa shilingi 200. Na kwa sababu unapopewa shilingi 200 itanunua nini? Labda nusu kilo ya nyama, si kweli? Nusu kilo ya nyama itakulisha siku ngapi? Waheshimiwa wako hapa, kipindi cha mwaka ujao watakuwa wanatafuta kura kwenu. Tafadhalini wakija kutafuta kura, mwapatie target. Barabara ile, huduma center hii, daraja ile, huduma ya afya ile, shule hii. Ili kwamba baada ya miaka 5 you are able to assess them on those targets. Do not accept 200 shillings because then after giving the 200 shillings, what next? So these opportunities that the government is putting in place to ensure that you are able to take care of yourself beyond 5 years. The one that I've mentioned there, you saw them, huduma numbers, Uwezo Fund, KOP, na mengine mengi. Lakini kumbuka, unapoangalia nchi hii kuanzia kaskazini hadi kusini, magharibi hadi mashariki, kuna miradi kibao ambazo serikali imezindua kwa lengo la kupeana opportunity kwa vijana. Kwa hivyo tusiangalie hizo tu, tuangalie na mengine mengi. Barabara zinapotengenezwa inaleta opportunities. Soko inapotengenezwa inaleta opportunities. Bandari inapotengenezwa inaleta opportunities. Kwa hivyo tusijifungie hapa tu, tufungue macho yetu, tuangalie nchi yote kwa ujumla ili tujue kwamba serikali inatusaidia kivipi. La mwisho, guest of honor, ni kwamba vijana bila amani hakuna maendeleo. Ile maendeleo yapatikane lazima kuwe msingi wa amani. Kila miaka 5 wakati uchaguzi kuna watu wanabumburushwa, watu wanakuwa na wasiwasi, na sasa hizi kuna kina mama wanajua hawajui mwaka ujao utakuwa vipi. Tuangazie amani. Nasubiri kwa hamu tarehe 20 mwezi wa 8 itakapofika, sote tuangazie amani na umoja kwa nchi hii, kwa sababu bila umoja utakuwa ni majuto tu. Nafikiri nitamalizia hapo kwa sasa, mengi atasema na wale ambao wanakuja kutoka nyuma kutoka hapa. Asante sana.
Thank you so much, spokes. Thank you so much, government spokesperson, for those remarks. Madam Waziri, it was surprising that in the Mbele na Biz awards that we just, His Excellency the President awarded, there are 2 young people who got 3 million grant, and they said, Iregeshwe, they'll apply another time. A grant. You know what a grant is? It's not a loan. It was awarded, and they've told us that they do not need the money. They will apply there's a next time. So that tells you again what spokes have said. Opportunities are here. It depends on who is going to take advantage of that. I want to, yeah, it's very laughable. You can't imagine that can happen. At this point, Honorable Chief Guest, we had local leadership invited, and the county government was to do this. And of all the MPs and the politicians that were to come, only one has come. And with your indulgence, we'll just allow Honorable Lenny Kivuti to just come and say jambo, then I'll come bring Vision 2030, then we wrap up. Mheshimiwa, welcome, and just say hi.
Honorable Waziri, CS, honorable guests, my vijana, amjambo. Tangedheria ni derare. Aya, nimesalimika. You know, all of you, I welcome you to Embu. I'm the only politician here. First of all, I would like to thank the Ministry of Youth and the Vision 2030 for finding it befitting to choose Embu County as the first destination for this forum in Lower Eastern Region. Kutoka Machakos, Makueni, Kitui, Meru, Tharaka Nithi, mpaka huko Isiolo, wakaona Embu inatosha. Tuko mbele kama mfuko ya shati. Asante sana. I will not take this forum to talk too much, because I just put down some notes. I have to reiterate, and it has been said before, that the future of any country is the youth. The future, not only Kenya, if you remove the youth from any country, that country will just die. At one time, just to give you an example, Sweden, they did family planning until the birth rate went to -1. They had to reintroduce payments for people to give birth. I don't think we are there yet. So, youth is a critical component for any country. I know when we are young, we used to be told, you are the future leaders. I want to tell you now, you are the present leaders. I had occasion to sample the number of youth in Embu last elections, and a list of over 200,000. but not all of them voted for me. I'll come to that. I would like to thank the President. Through the policies, you see, the amount of funds available is not only the youth fund. There are so many, I've read them there. And the good thing about Embu youth, they are able to take all of the amount available and they pay back nearly 90%. Jipigie ni makofi. Sasa ningeuliza tuongezewe. I've already told the chairman there. Na amekubali. Apigiwe makofi. Now, I want to talk about myself. Because it's a piece of advice. I was also your age. When I was young, I was very poor. Nilikuwa naangalia ndege, naona inapita, nafikiria labda kuna watu huko wanakula mchere, wanakula chapo. You know, chapati was only available over Christmas. And I would think, that time I remember I was in standard 6, how will I get lucky like them? Do you know what it took? Right now, I not only ride in planes, but I also own some. From a poor kid. What it takes, you have to have the vision. Not only vision that 2030, the vision inside you that drives you. And then you believe in God. And you reach there. Don't wonder how long it takes. And that vision you have is blessed by God irrespective of your education status. I know very many people, young people, who do very well even though they didn't do well in school. I'm saying this because I know you will not be told it's only education which can make you successful. But me, I chose education. Proverb alisahau kusema hata I was involved in founding this institution, and I am also a chairman of something. I like education. I know all of you know that. So I would not want to tell youth of Embu, sao education, because you can be rich without it. Please, you need it. You need to know you are arithmetic. No aginyomenye gutarambia siaku. Au namna gani? So, I want to encourage you on another front. Not only doing biashara one way can make a country rich. I studied a bit how Switzerland, how Malaysia, how France, how they grew rich. And I found out they had a very stable youth enterprise in the villages. In the villages. Ukienda kama Switzerland, walianza wale wanatengeneza dawa, walikuwa wanatengeneza kwa village. They never did it in any town, major town. Wale walikuwa na, maybe, have you heard of Swiss-made watches? They were very famous in our days. I don't know if they are there anymore. But the best watches are from Switzerland. Best chocolate from Switzerland. Best medicine from Switzerland. Best this and the other. None of them was done in a big town. They were all done in the villages. So, I'm thinking, I'm looking for. The same, I'm called 200,000 now. I'm looking forward to when we shall have Embu manufacturing and technologies coming from all the markets around. Ugweri, Kibugu, Makema, K-Best, Kiriye, Mutuovare, Gire, kwingine, Gasorere, Kiambere, Kiretire. We have about 200 marketplaces in this county. And I would like to see, God willing, these young people starting enterprises in all these places. You know, politicking, hata mmeambiwa hapa. Simi usimama hapa kuitisha kura. Kutafuta kura. It's all politicians telling you, come follow me, and I give you a G or so. That G, after the elections, so why? Because nobody will be politicking. What you should be asking yourself, what can this person do for us? Not for my stomach for today only. Nipigiwe makofi jameni. You should be looking at what quality of life that leadership can bring to you. Because most politicians are older than you. Therefore, hata wakiwa wazee tukiondoka, kama sikufanyia nyinyi kitu, nitawaacha mbila. So it is very important we think of the future as we even listen to politics. Remember, you are not going to be youth for too long. Nasikia ni mpaka 35. Sasa usipo you have to start now and start running now. If you are 34, you know you have 1 year to collect the money which is free from government. If you are 25, you have only 10 years. And if you are clever, you can actually collect the money from government and become rich. And start your own enterprise in that village near you. Na wewe ndio utakuwa mdosi huko. Na politician yakija atataka kuongea na wewe. Because wewe ndio unaonekana huko. Tumesikia Kenya ni mimi. Are you all members of Kenya ni mimi? Members, we know mkono? Oh. Kenya ni mimi here, there are so few. Kenya ni mimi, hata mimi ni Kenya ni mimi. Now I want to teach you another one. Embu ni mimi. Wale wanataka Embu ni mimi? Sasa nasikia roho.
Nasikia raha kwa varanda ya roho. Since we said, Madam Chief Guest, since I said there are about 200,000 youth in Embu, and these ones I can tell they are about 400. What percentage is that? 0.2. 0.2%. Now, if you want to call all the 200 to come here, ndio waseme Embu ni sisi. University, do you have enough space for 200,000? Now, I want to send you with a message. I didn't think about it because I didn't know about Kenya ni mimi or Embu ni mimi. But we are going to start something today. Na nitawatuma kwa all the other youth who are not here to make an Embu University declaration for all the youth in Embu. Embu ni? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa. And that brings us to a wrap. Honorable Chief Guest, at this point, allow me to bring on board Vision 2030. And first of all, if you remember anything about Kikao, Kikao is a platform that we have conversations. You've heard what Mheshimiwa has thanked Vision 2030 and the ministry for, that it's not only a platform to bring problems, but also we bring solutions. So that's why everything that we have brought here are the solutions, and we are having meaningful conversations, and this is being powered by Vision 2030. So allow us as a ministry to pay some bills and to bring our great esteemed partner, Vision 2030, who have been amazing in this journey. And to take us through this part, I want to bring the DG Vision 2030, Mr. Kenneth Mwige, to come and make his remarks. Makofi ya DG tafadhali. DG is a very youthful guy, and you will see in terms of how he addresses the youth. Bwana DG, floor is yours.
Andũ a Embu, mũrĩaro rĩngĩ kwa mevoya mwĩkate ũmũthĩ ũkĩrani, stand up. Stand up everyone, ũkĩrani. Ũkĩra. Kanyora nĩreka. Fanyeni hivi. Tunaona hapa mana? Kuna kaurugari? Kanini? Karani na kanini. Thank you. Allow me to begin with protocols. My younger sister, it has to be younger. CS Nadia Abdallah from County 001, Mombasa, which is my other home, I have to confess. Government spokesman, my brother Kano Oguna. Vision 2030 board members, those are my bosses. They can write me and write me out in 1 minute. Muko wapi waze? Tunawaona. Those are my bosses. Everyone has a boss, eh? You must remember that. Honorable Lenny Kivuti, Senator Embu, former Senator Embu, and the only politician here. We are grateful you came. Thank you very much. CEOs present, including Victor, who I haven't seen for years. Good to see you here today. Asante sana. Chairpersons of state agencies present. Vice Chancellor Embu University, representative. Deputy County Commissioner, Madam Carol Imaya. Distinguished guests and our very, very special guests of honor today, the youth. Good. Will not take a very long time. Kenya Vision 2030, just in short, in passing, is Kenya's development blueprint. It started in 2008 and it is going up to 2030. We have 8 or 9 more years to go to the end of Kenya Vision 2030. Now, what I need to tell you here is that Kenya Vision 2030 is not a destination. It is not somewhere we will reach and then we are told, okay, Ranide, open your eyes to Mefika Vision 2030. No. Vision 2030 is a process. It's something which is happening every day. Those of you who drove from Nairobi today, did you see Vision 2030 anywhere on the road? Did you see it anywhere? Those of you who are in this university, do you realize this is Kenya Vision 2030 happening? So Kenya Vision 2030, tekondo tukathie tukinye twirwe nitwakinya riu. Minjukiani, apana. Kenya Vision 2030 is happening as we speak. Just a week and a half ago, I was with Kano Oguna in a place called Lamu. There's a new port we are opening there, which has been opened there. It's been commissioned. Nageria kuga Kenya Vision 2030 is national. It is everywhere in this country. So even when we're in Embu, please remember that Kenya Vision 2030 and the whole country is open for you. We implement Kenya Vision 2030 through medium-term plans, and they are run and funded 30% by government and 70% by the private sector. Kwa when you see us here, nikwa turasharia 70% iria ikathondeka Kenya Vision 2030 bara vitigere, because government cannot fund everything in the world. We also have to play our part. The pillars are 4. You will see them here. There's a economic pillar. Na economic pillar ni one of your sons here from Embu County at the Treasury. He'll introduce himself shortly. Then there's a social pillar. Social pillar, how we live. There's a political pillar also, how we relate with each other and with government. And there is the enablers directorate, which is all the roads, ports, IT, infrastructure you can see. Kenya Vision 2030 is a board, Vision Delivery Board, represented today by 4 gentlemen here who will get a chance to speak. And my work is to head the secretariat of the Delivery Secretariat of Kenya Vision 2030, appointed last year by His Excellency the President. Makofi tafadhali. Mbune muone kanagamwe wakuo, okay? Mutikegwe ndwe evoru na ndwe nge na mbevo, sawa? We are there. Youth affairs falls under the social pillar, and that is why we are here today. And the reason why we are here today talking to the youth is because the youth are the owners of Kenya, and they are the owners of the world. We are going to stop blaming politicians for taking this country wrong. Are you listening to me? We will stop blaming who? Politicians. How many votes does Kivuti have? How many votes does he have? How many? 0, 1. Who elects all our leaders? Who does? So if you elect bad leaders, do you turn around and blame? Who do you blame? Tunasema tunaomba serikali. We are very, very powerful, the youth. You're 75% of Kenya's population. 75%. Between the ages of 18 and 35, what's the percentage? Ada, John? Between the age of 18 and 35, 30%. 35% of all Kenyans are between voting ages of 18 to 35. What this means in short is that the youth of Kenya can elect themselves all the way from the president all the way down to the MCA. You people can elect the president and you can elect everybody else all the way up to the MCA within your age group. It's entirely possible. So that's a power which you have to build this country and to make it better for succeeding generations. Okay. We've come with all the government affirmative action programs which exist in this country. We are here with the Youth Enterprise Development Fund, Uwezo Fund, Women Enterprise Fund, National Government Affirmative Action Fund, access to government procurement opportunities. We have other things like Inua Jamii Cash Transfer, etc. If you're a youth, you are called here today. Please, do not live here before discovering how to access government affirmative action programs. That would be a terrible waste. So please, before you leave, visit all these banders, collect whatever forms, collect the information you have, collect the contacts, something small for yourself. Please. That is a special request to all of you. I don't talk very much. When I was sitting there, there's one speaker who made me shed a tear today. A tear or 2 or 3 or 4. I'm not sure how many there were. I want all of you to look at that board there. Anti-FGM board. Anti-FGM board. Na nenda kwariria arome na ndaka cia Embu County. Mishia Embu na Mbere. Na muthikiririe. Na mwaria ta murathi wa Kenya. Tandoi. Murathi wako. Tewa Embu, mradhi wa Kenya. FGM is a very old system of controlling reproduction and sexuality. Very old, centuries, when we were living in the ages of darkness. Nduma. You think that if we disable girls and women, we are able to control them. Who is able to control his wife here? Raise your hand. Who is able to control his wife? Raise your hand. The ones who are married. Oh, sorry. These are youth. Who is able to control their wife here? My wife, please stand up. Stand up. I am unable to control this girl. What I'm trying to say is, thank you, madam. What I'm trying to say is, these are very, very old systems of controlling power in homes and in societies by controlling the reproductive process. And it is backward, and you need to get out of it. It is backward. When you look in the future, there is no space for these outdated, outmoded cultural behaviors. There is no future. Who wants to spend medical bills, hundreds of thousands of shillings, correcting what you spoiled, which God made? Is that clever? Who wants to lose their wife giving birth? Who wants to lose their wife and child when they're giving birth? Who wants that? Arume ambere na Embu, na Ntakashi ambere na Embu, maundu maya nitumarege. Na nitumarege tukiendaga, tondo na warega na twarega, still nduma eno ni ikathira muthenya umwe. Tono ni nduma gutiri na utheri ata kidogo katika ikazi. So FGM na hiyo kazi ambayo ufanyika, tunasikia haya, hatuwezi ongea. Let this nonsense. Ja, na time, tuharakishe. I'll introduce my bosses. You know, everybody has a boss. Everybody has a boss? Everyone has a boss. My bosses are here. I would like to just introduce them. Mr. Michael Tiampati, Dr. Oster Magenya, who's Director of State Department for Crop Development, Ministry of Agriculture. We have Mr. Jared Ichwara, who's the Director of State Department for Planning and Industrialization. And we have Mr. Musa Kadhanje. Musa Kadhanje is from Homa Bay. Musa Kadhanje is not from Homa Bay. He's a son of this county. He's a Director of Fiscal and Macro Planning at the National Treasury. And he's here with us. Please raise your hands, Mr. Tiampati. That's Mr. Tiampati. He's a former PS in the government of Kenya. That is Dr. Oscar Magenya. I've introduced him. That's Mr. Jared Ichwara. And that is Mr. Musa Kadhanje. These people are saying they're hungry, and I don't want them to disturb my bosses today. So I'll leave them here. So with those very few remarks, it is my pleasure to introduce our chief guest for the day. Is that what's supposed to happen? Yes? Okay. Thank you. Can you miraba? So, Gerekia, thank you very much. We are mindful, we know that. And it's also a very cold day. We all need to drink a cup of hot tea. Allow me to ask one representative from my board, Mr. Michael Tiampati, to please come and introduce the CAS here, who is our chief guest. Na Gerekia, kwena mundu umire gashorere goko, kainina dikurutero oyo. Eva. Where? Watu wa Gashuriri, nilikuja peke yangu hapa. Surely. Wewe mama simama. Kwena mundu wa Gashuriri? Aya, sawa. Let's please remember the words were given. We are all ambassadors. Let us be ambassadors. Learn for yourself today here. But when you come out of here, go and educate a few other people where you've come from. Tegwo. tucanurane tondu twekara uguo tukirite na tutakumenyana kurathie tutiretethia tuchanuke tujichanue. Mr. Chempati, tafadhali. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Ken. The chief guest, Nadia Abdallah, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Hamjambo. I do not want to take a lot of your time because I noticed that we've been here for a very long time. But I just want to express my appreciation on behalf of the Vision Delivery Board to the organizers of this event, particularly our partners, the Ministry of ICT, which I used to work for before, although I see now it is Ministry of ICT, Innovation and Youth. That youth element was not there before. And there must be a reason why the youth element was put in the Ministry of ICT. And I suppose today I just want to say that Vision 2030 is very much with you, and we are no longer some abstract state corporation sitting somewhere in Nairobi, but Vision 2030 is very much with us. In fact, when it comes to issues to do with the youth, in order for us as Kenya to be able to achieve our development blueprint, in order being a prosperous nation with a high value of life for its people, to be able to achieve that objective, we must engage the youth in our nation. They must participate in the development of our nation. It is a government's interest to involve the youth and to engage them and to make sure they take part in the development of their country. On the other hand, also, the youth need to be proactive and to be able to see how they can be able to participate in the development of their, of their nation. One of the comments I just want to make is the issue of the youth being part of the Ministry of ICT, and the reason for that is so that we can be able to appreciate the value of science, innovation, and technology. We need to bring in that element in our youth activities, in the things that we do, so that we become a knowledge-based economy. And the whole issue about people not having access to information has come up very many times here in this forum. But I think if we take advantage of science, technology, and innovation, the digital transformation of our country, we will be able to get a lot of information. They say knowledge, information is power. There are so many media that we can be able to get information so that we can be able to develop ourselves and be able to move forward. I was challenged very much by the words of one of our youth. I think her name is Jen Theory, when she said that the greatest disability is what? Attitude. I think if there is any take home from here, that is one thing that I think we should all take home. That as a youth, we need to be more proactive and not reactive. We need to be positive. We need to have a positive mindset. We need to change our attitude if we are going to move forward in this country. So with those few remarks, I just want to take this opportunity to invite our guest of honor for today, Nadia Ahmed Abdallah, to come and make her remarks. Karibu, CS.
Asante sana. Sasa CS ndio wanaingia.
Nilichopata nikiomba walisema kitakwisha.
Nini?
Nikitoa shukrani hadharani wakasema najigamba. Hao binadamu walinipa wiki. Sasa imepita miaka bado.
Vijana wanasema CS dance kidogo, si ndio? Si ndio? Hiyo ngoma kwanza ni ya Nilsik, anaitwa Dia. Madam CS. Atili ni twende.
Sikelele ni maombi.
Atili ni twende. Hey.
Asante sana. Wapi makofi ya Madam CS. Asante.
Na DJ na my fellow dance mates. Habari zenu? How are you? I know you're tired and you're hungry. I know, me too, me too. And imagine I have to rush back to Nairobi. Anyway, Mimi, a lot has been said here, and I don't even know where to start. I'll introduce myself. Kwa wale ambao hawanijui, my name is Nadia Ahmed Abdallah. I am from the Ministry of ICT, Innovation and Youth Affairs in the government of Kenya. As you can see, he's my boss. And my immediate boss is the cabinet secretary. Mwangalia, the president is my boss. Ndio ile picha. Clap for me, basi. How many young people in Kenya can say that the president is their boss? Not many, sio? I wish ningekuwa najua your language so that I can speak as well. Because it sounds very nice. It does, it does. I don't know, how do you say hello? Wemwaro. Sasa, nimesikiza vijana wengi wameongea, nimesikiza wakurugenzi, wakubwa, wameongea. And what I can say, and I'm going to really echo what Miss Angel Buthia said, hakuna mtu atakuletea opportunities at your door. There is a lady, I think alikuwa anaitwa chair lady. First of all, I'm curious, mbona mnamuita chair lady? Chair lady yuko ama shaondoka? Ni chair lady wa nini? Group 3. Chair lady yuko wapi? Oh, chair lady. Nimependa enthusiasm yako. I love your style. When I turned 30, I did these braids. I wish ningekuonesha. I can't show people because I can't show my hair, but I will show you. Hivo hivo. Nitakuonesha. Nitakupatia namba manake most of the times machalindo wananiomba namba. Na huwa siwapati. Nice to meet. Nitampatia namba. But napenda courage yako ulipokuja pale kuwauliza. But I could feel they also felt attacked, which is good. I mean, positive criticism is nice. but nikupe a very small secret, an advice, especially if you're dealing with people of stakeholders and everything. Kidogo ile power yako punguza. Not because of anything, but because sometimes you have to be politically correct with people when you're approaching them. And that's how opportunities open doors. Mazee munisikize ama nita drop mic and I'll walk out. For real. One thing about young people, munaona mukichoka when someone else is talking, because nimewasikia wote hapa wazee wameongea mumewasikiza. Maybe wanaona vile mimi ni young, ndio mtaka kunisikiza. Imagine whatever you say, His Excellency the President will know, and even the Cabinet Secretary. And here I'm having a dialogue with her because I can see so much potential in her. And I can see myself in her. And I wish someone had corrected me when I had gone with full force. Sometimes when you're talking, kuna kitu Waswahili wanaita hikma. Like kamba unamgwara lakini unampapasa. I don't know if you understand that. Like I'm coming for you, but you know you smell good. Something like that. Ama I'm trying to whisper something in your ear, but I'm slowly holding your hand. So unaelewa? Unaelewa ile style. So I like the points you have raised, and I wanted to tell you a testimony. The first time I met His Excellency the President was at State House Mombasa when he was swearing me in. I had never met him. I was working towards leadership and working towards humanitarian grounds. But a Swahili girl like me from Mombasa, I never really thought I would be in government, national government, and be in a big position, because I never believed Kenya was for people like me. I never thought that people like myself who come from a lower income family could be acknowledged and could be given a space where they can speak. But then, Mungu ni mkubwa, and my efforts are also big. I was working a lot with the community. I was maximizing my space on social media. Nilikuwa nikitumia social media sana. Nilikuwa nikiweka picha za kirembo nini. But at the same time, nilikuwa nikienda kama events hivi, I'll make sure I speak and I make sure someone is recording me. I used to work a lot with mambo ya gender-based violence, early child marriage, because coming from, yes, that's the story there. And so I needed to be that girl who spoke. A lot of my community, most of them said I would go to hell because, you know, a girl like me, can't do this. So you understand. So, but somehow, I think God put someone somewhere, and they were following me in my work. And one day, January 13th, when the president was mentioning the names, yangu ilikuwa ya mwisho actually. Akasema Nadia, Ahmed, Abdallah, you are this, this and that. Then we went to get sworn in on January. And I kid you not, out of all the other ones who are being sworn in, he pointed me out and said, Nadia, now that you have the government's backing, I know everything that you do in the community. Now I want you to do it even much bigger. And that was the day that I felt like I'm a Kenyan. And that is the reason why I came up with Kenya ni Mimi, because I understand so many young people don't feel like Kenyans. And that is because most of the time young people, we are seen as disruptors, as people who cause chaos, as people who don't take opportunities. But the secret, siri ni moja tu. Siri ni kuwa we need to just perfect our communication skills. And that is why a government spokesperson is here and goes with us to events. Because when we come to the ground, we are doing research and development. We are not saying that we are perfect. That's why I said, I like what you said, but next time, tweak it. Because I could see one of them felt a bit defensive. Yeah, but you see, we are young people. We are disruptors. The older generation is used to having everything as it is. Everything we have to follow protocol. But young people, we don't. And that is why intergenerational conversations are very important. So I want you to keep your fire burning. In fact, Make all of them their fire to burn. But also challenge the people who you feel challenged. But one thing I want you to remove, and everyone else, I'm not only talking to her. You don't need a godfather. Your godfather is God. Maybe others have godfathers, I don't know. But you might be one of those people who don't have a godfather. So don't let godfather mentality break your dream on becoming the first female president of Kenya. You know? Honestly. He's just said right now, Mheshimiwa, Embu ni mimi. Yes, because you have to be proud of being a person from Embu for you to even break the class ceiling. Usijione uko Embu ukaona ushafika mwisho. So if mimi, I come from Old Town, uko kwa Swahili, I think you would know, most of you know, for those who know about Mombasa. It starts with me. I got this job when I was 29 last year. I'm 30 now. Mambo mingi, you're 29. You see, you never know what can happen. But hikma, that is the secret. Sawa sawa, mpigeni makofi. And so the reason why I spoke to her like that, but I'm speaking to all of you, it's because we are not the future, honestly. We are the present. We are now. We are today. And we are here. And I think all of us, we should feel good that imagine the person who really is working with young people is a young person. I might not come from Embu. I might not speak your language, but I'm Kenyan. I understand because before I got this job, I was where some of you are, or even worse. But I didn't give up. I have volunteered. This spirit of volunteerism, CEO of National Youth Council said, you have to be willing to work. And let me not lie to you, you have to be willing to work for free. You have to. You can even ask Angel and any other young person here. Nobody started working by earning money. We're so privileged. We have Youth Enterprise Development Fund, Uwezo Fund, Women Fund. I mean, all these funds. They're here for you. Take advantage when you can. Because that's what's important. Don't be discouraged by those who've already made it. Be encouraged by those who are still struggling. Because only those who have a very tough path come up with solutions to create a better life. And it's not about the person who is going to help you. It's about how do you view yourself. And Kenya ni mimi is very important because 2022 is coming. And the people who are below the age of 35 are 75%. We are very, very easily going to be bought if we allow ourselves to do that. 200 shillings, spokes amesema utanunua nyama and then nini. Or would you listen to Mhesh and say, what are you going to do for me? Education is very important. Let me tell you, musinione nimesimama hapa na I don't have my papers. I have a bachelor's in public relations and mass communication with a minor in journalism. And my master's is in foreign policy and cultural diplomacy. So I've studied. Education is key. But also, before getting this job, I was an entrepreneur. I was selling scarves, I was selling bottles, I was doing anything. I was teaching people public speaking skills. I was an MC. My first job, I got 500 shillings. And my highest job, I got 5,000 shillings. So, kama vijana ni kujituma mazee. I know you might hear half of what I'm saying because, we are hungry. True. But I'm so passionate and I have a strong belief that young people in Kenya, we are still not tapping into our strongest point. We can elect ourselves. We can make policies ourselves. We can do things and move and shake by ourselves. But what do we need? We need to be as one. We need to be united. We need to be Kenyans. We need to be peaceful and we need to love. Upendo. Wewe mwenyewe jipende kwanza. Hakuna mtu anayeweza kukupenda ikiwa hujipendi. If you're single like myself, mpaka ujipende ndo mwingine atakupenda. Kwa hivyo maanisha mimi sijipendi sana, si hivyo, ni tu machaliwa na niogopa. Maana yake kujipenda najipenda sana. Sawa? So musife moyo, by the way. Musife moyo. Whatever it is that you can do, do it. And if you see, I heard DCC saying that crime is very high. Why? Why is crime high? Why do you want to throw away your life in prison when you can do something for your community and you can change it? Zungumzeni, muko na vikao nyinyi wenyewe. I know muko na ma-cliques, muko na ma-groups, munakaa. Sisi Mombasa huwa tunakaa kwa baraza. So I don't know how it's done here. Sisi tunakaa kwenye chini ya mwembe ama chini ya minazi. I'm not sure. Embu mnakaa chini ya nini? Mnakaa chini ya nini? Miembe. Oh, sawa, chini ya miembe ama ikiwa umekaliwa chapati pia ni sawa. Lakini talk among one another. Alafu hii issue ya FGM to the young men. It is wrong. If you really just want a woman ambaye amekeketwa, that's really, I mean, you're taking something out of a woman's body, and then for the young men, you're championing more for it. And for the young ladies, the ones that have not gone through it. If a guy doesn't want you because hauja keketwa, it's his loss. Hajui anakosa nini. So hii peer pressure, please. And I like how the CEO, Madam, she was saying, and I like how Mukami came here and she spoke. I held her hand, nikmesikia, like the way she's feeling. I've never been through it. My community doesn't do it. Because I know if my community would have done it, Mimi, I would be another one with that agenda. But, young men, you need to support the young women, even the women. You need to be your sister's keeper. Help the anti-FGM board, help the president to achieve his agenda. For me, I saw DG crying. That just told me that the issue in this county is bad. Because there must be something he's crying about, or someone, or something. Now, wanaume kwa hamuelewi, eh? Just imagine yourself, that thing inakatwa. Honestly, is it right? Huh? Wanaume, si muko na sauti nzito? Sasa, mbona musemi? Is it right? Or it's not right? So do something about it. Na ma ladies, wanawake, hello, hakuna wanawake hapa? Sasa, mko salama? Mwanamume akikukataa kwa ajili hujakeketwa utamfanya? Aende atembee mbele, sio? Mbe kwenda huko wewe unakosa vitu vizuri. Ama sio? Msione hapa tu sijui naitwa Nadia Abdalla na siwezi kuongea openly. I can. Kukeketwa ni kubaya, musifanye na musiwatake ndugu zenu pia wafanyiwe hivyo. Mombasa tunasema usikubali kufanyiziwa. Kwa hivyo yangu ni hayo tu. I just wanted to be open and tell you all. Nobody is going to give you success on a silver platter. You want it as bad, get it as bad. The same way you get ready to go for a date, unajirembesha ama unajikladi kama mvulana, is the same way you should prepare yourself na kujihami when you want something. But having said that, I liked the crowd today. You were very honest. Hata vile DG alikuwa anataka kuita wakubwa waongee, mkasema tunasikia njaa. Hata alikuwa anaogopa kusimama hapa. Alikuwa anasema, "Woi, are you guys going to even listen to me?" Lakini mmenisikiza. Kwa hiyo nawashukuru sana. Mungu awabariki na aendelee kuwaonesha mambo mazuri. Na kwa haya yote, I want to take this opportunity to ask the team to invite the youth sector technical working group waje hapa mbele, because that is why we are here. Tuko kwa ground so that tunaweza ku launch the Embu Youth Technical Sector Working Group. Lakini kabla hiyo hamu nipigeni makofi. You never know, today I'm like this, in the future I'll be the first female president of this country. Asanteni.
Where is the sanitizer? Thank you, Madam Cass. Can we have RC please come very fast? DG said one thing about Vision 2030, it's not an end in itself. So, Madam Chief Guest, the team that you want to commission, we are not just about coming to Kikaos, having beautiful events, confettis, beautiful branding, and we go away. We leave a team of youth actors on the ground who are going to coordinate and support youth programs. So RC, where are the team? We can give each and every one of them a policy. DG, we can have a representative of the board, Chair, Youth Enterprise Development Fund. Please come forth. Representative of Chair of the board, please can you just come in front and show the policy to the camera. Chair, come on board. Can we avail more copies? Can we avail more copies, please? Can we get a microphone for Cass to officially declare this team? Give the DG.
Okay. Where's the microphone? Microphone, please. Can we avail microphone to Cass? So therefore, Cass, it is this opportunity that you're going to charge this team to work with this group of young people. They are coming from across the board. They'll mainstream FGM, they'll mainstream entrepreneurial empowerment. They're going to mainstream, spokes. We were forgetting about the CEO, Youth Enterprise Fund and CEO NYC, please come forward. Okay. Okay. CEOs. Good. So, Madam Cass, the mic is yours. Charge this team and declare Embu Youth Sector Technical Working Group officially launched. And everybody, we can be upstanding so that we appreciate. These are the team that are going to be working with us. We are at the tail end. And what a beautiful day in Embu. It's been cold, but it's warmer because of our commitment. Madam Cass, Honorable Chief Guest, the floor is yours. You can make the declaration.
Yes, so now that you have all been tasked and assigned to work well with the young people of Embu and beyond, with the guidance of the Kenya Youth Development Policy of 2019, I officially declare that the Youth Technical Working Group officially launched.
Wapi Makofi, Embu Youth Sector Technical Working Group is officially launched by Cass. We can again show them to the media again, show them to the cameras again, for the gram, for TikTok, for Facebook, for Twitter. That's how we do it, ladies and gentlemen. At this point, Cass, just be where you are. We want to give me the list so that you're going to give some gifts to several people. Just give me the list. Give me the list that was to read. Good. The first that Cass wants to appreciate, I know you had to catch a flight. Let me give the representative of the board, former PS, to give one gift to the Cass. Let's start with that one, so that we give Cass herself. Cass, Director, be close, face the camera, because we still appreciate you, we still celebrate you. Thank you for honoring the young people of Embu. Vijana wa Embu na warembo wa Embu tunasema nini? The next, we want to give DG to give Honorable Lenny Kivuti. DG, Mheshimiwa, alisema kuna ndege. It's not sio ndege nyoni, sio hizi mabirds, it's ndege. Yeah? I hope you remember. I just wanted to clarify that. Alisema just some. Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa. Continue empowering the youth. There is myself, but I think I'll come later. Ndugu Spokes, give Spokes to give Joseph Kiampati. You will give Director and appreciate him. We are appreciating each other in the spirit of teamwork. You give Joseph Kiampati. Be at the center, look at the camera. Again, Bwana Director, we want to see more of Kikaos. Support the DG, inject the funds, let's do more Kikaos. And we are more than grateful. Musa Kadanji. Musa Kadanji, can you step forward? Share Youth Enterprise Fund. Can you give Share Youth Enterprise Fund to appreciate the Director from the National Treasury? My friends, this is not a small man. This is not a small man. Money is coming to this country and we are going to do that. We can place the camera share for the milestones at the fund and National Treasury we meet. What a pleasure. And we come to Oscar Magenya. Oscar Magenya. Director, Crops, CEO, Youth Enterprise Fund. Can you give Bwana Director the gift? And you face the camera. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Director. We appreciate you on behalf of the youth. Thank you so much. The next one we have Jared Ichwara, CEO National Youth Council. Can you give Director Jared Ichwara, Bwana Director? And again, I want us to be silent. We are at the tail end. These are the people who have made it happen, and it's going to happen in the other part of the country. Can you look at the camera? Bwana Director, we are very, very, very grateful. We have Honorable Lenny Kivuti. I want you to give the spokesperson his gift. Thank you so much for that. And we have that done. Yes, we have. Thank you so much. So we go to next CEO National Council. Step forward. And can we have Professor give the young CEO? He's doing his doctorate. He will finish. Prof, I want to assure you he will finish. Yeah, let him finish. Let him not attempt chemistry, Prof. It will be a disaster. Representative National Youth Service, we want to appreciate the DG. Rep National Youth Service, I mean. Can you have County Commissioner, Madam Commissioner? Come and award National Youth Service. This is paramilitary discipline service. We have that. Can you appreciate DG Matilda on our behalf? Give that to be given to. Then we have Share National Youth Fund. Share Youth Fund, Mr. Victor Mugera, please step forward so that we give you your gift. DG, again, I want to call you again. DG, can you give Share his gift? We have Jane Teuri for the camera. Jane Teuri, representing PWD. Jane, you really touched us. Where is Jane? Jane Teuri, are you close? Please, can you work on her access to the stage? We have Madam County Commissioner. Please come forth. Lugu Spokes once again. You can give Madam County Commissioner. We are coming to the tail end. And then we have the County Commander. County Commander. County Commander, where are you? But the County Commander, please come. And I would want to have the Kilele great Executive Director to award the Commander. They'll be key in implementation. And finally, Joseph Kiampati, I want to award Professor on behalf of the Vice Chancellor for this great university. And Kilele, again, I want to use the services of Jane, the CS advisor, to award Kilele director. Jane, please proceed. I think we are done. Then I can also be given by Mheshimiwa, because Mheshimiwa said he owns some bags. Maybe I will own one.
Jane Deuri is what?
Yes. And we got a clap for the MC. Oh, Jane Theory. Kiampati, Director, please, the pleasure. Thank you. And Auntie GM, Madame Loloju, please, how do we? Madame Loloju, the CEO who drives a GK with one agenda. It's amazing. DG, please can you give your colleagues here with one agenda, a GK with only one agenda. And that agenda should end in 2022. We pray, Madam CEO, your vehicle should never be taken away. Good. And Madam Mukami, please stay close. And we are closing it. Yeah. Eda Mongola, please step in and give Eva. Anti-FGM. Yes. Anti-FGM. Eva Mukami. Please, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Ada, please, we can avail that. Bwana Arsi, the floor is yours. You can. MC, please, can you see you? Our MC is a young man. I know you are seeking a job for him. We have one director who has been this. Director Angel. Yes, Director Angel Moody. Oh.
Madam Director, how do we forget this? Nugu Spokes, can you give on behalf of yes, you please for the camera. Yes, thank you. Please, can we appreciate all these people and everybody who has made this happen? God bless you. Good. So I'm told we are going to do the presser. RC, please, can you hold us as we...
Thank you. So far, so good. As Christine comes for the closing prayers, Christine, we'll have some few activities, but generally it's actually an announcement. One, after the prayers, we'll break. And as we break, we'll have the place brief. The players are preparing themselves, so there will be a brief immediately after players. Again, the youths will remain seated. Our participants' youth will remain seated. They will get their ranch in form of money. So you just remain seated so that you'll be given directions on where you will get your ranch in form of money and transport. Now, our Fifi IPs,
Madam CEO, nataka kumaliza hii mkutano kwanza ndio tuweze kuomba tafadhali. So tutaombewa na Madam Christine.
Let's pray. Father, in the mighty name of Jesus, we come before the present this evening, Lord, glorifying and honoring your holy name for the gift of love given unto us. Lord, we know there are some wanting to see the day of today, but they didn't see it. But as for seen it, we are given you nothing, Lord. We glorify your name. We give you all the glory. As we part, Lord, we pray that you may guide us, Lord. Bless us and shower us with your blessing. In Jesus' name we do pray and give thanks.
Amen. Asanteni sana. Mungu ambariki na mkuje tena. Asanteni.
Asante. DJ tupeleke kwa muziki kidogo.